I'm Dr. EDC, therapy, a musculoskeletal, old age to fetal, acute or chronic. You know I'm the tonic that you're looking for. They come crawling, bawling, sometimes they're falling. I twist him and lift him and give him all I can give him. Strains and sprains and multiple pains, stressed out brains that lead to migraines. My name's Dr. EDC. You can come see me for healing energy. When you see me smile, then you lose your fear. Then we'll try to figure out just why you're here. Is your spine in line? Does your hip have a dip? Does stress have you grieving? Is your leg length even? Are your muscles toned? Have you got a big gut? Are you happy at home? Is your life in a rut? See, you can't forget the body-mind connection. It's Dr. EDC for chiropractic inspection. After 35 years as a chiropractor helping patients with mind-body wellness, I frequently hear them complain, I don't have work-life balance. This is a real health issue that is causing them stress. Well, today, I am going to introduce you to a new visual framework that is going to replace the ridiculous notion once and for all of work-life balance, because it doesn't even exist. Aren't you glad I said that? It is a myth. I don't know how to measure it. I don't know what it means. I don't know what the parameters are. It's not a set of scales with work on one side, life on the other, as if one doesn't have anything to do with the other. Work is life. Life is work. So imagine a visual framework that entails mindfulness, that entails being aware and alert and noticing, that will allow you to celebrate all the small, positive moments that you experience every day. There are too many people who are waiting for big things to make them happy, and they don't even remember or they dismiss the small, beautiful things that happen every day. This is a value-based framework. So before I talk about the specifics, let's look at values. Values are your guiding principles for life. It's how you conduct yourself. They're your highest priorities. And when the things that you do and the way you behave are aligned with your values, life is sweet, life is beautiful, life is joyful. Here's a question to help you determine your values. Tell me a time when you were at your personal best, that is flourishing or most engaged. The answer to that would give me a clue to your values. And here are some of my values. It occurred to me that my values embodied 4 universal themes: love, inner being, fitness, and energy. Love, connectedness, relationships, my family, my friends, sharing and giving, things that touch my spirit, being grateful. The reason why I get out of bed in the morning, for challenge, for adventure, for health, to help patients with mind-body wellness as well as my own. And of course, the words that really drive me, optimism and passion and fulfilling work. It occurred to me, my goodness, I've created an acronym called L.I.F.E. How convenient. And I promise you, at the end of this TEDx talk, that when you look at the word life, maybe you'll think of love, inner being, fitness, and energy. So here is the key. Just like an onion that has a lot of layers, love, for example, is a huge subject. But what if you asked yourself, who did I love today? Or what love, friendship did I experience today? And there are probably small moments that you might not even think of. For example, at this TEDx conference, what if there was someone that you met today that you know you're going to connect with again? That can be listed under your life list under love, because I truly believe these are the 4 roots of well-being. So at the end of the day, if you ask yourself, how did I nurture my life today? And small moments may come up. Now, it's important to note, this is a conscious practice. If you are sleepwalking through life, forget it. It is not going to work. It allows you to scan the things that are going on, because at some point in your day, you're going to be either journaling your life list or maybe just thinking about it, and things will come to you. But not every pillar of well-being deserves equal time, attention, and devotion. I was wildly, crazy, madly out of balance, and I tend to be that way, writing books, training for 17 marathons, which I've done, and then I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, which was an amazing feat. But, you know, everything else is secondary when you're focused on something. You may have a project that takes all your attention, or if there's someone ill in your family, having a workout is not a priority. So it really helps to understand and note what your priorities are. Dr. Stuart Friedman, who's a professor at Wharton and founder of the Work-Life Integration Project, says that the whole idea of work-life balance signifies trade-offs. You're giving up one thing for something else. He uses the beautiful metaphor of life as a jazz quartet, a convergence of 4 musicians who come together and create beautiful music. And I really like that because it is all about convergence. And using my life model, connectedness affects your consciousness, which in turn affects mind-body wellness and affects your vitality. And everything is connected to everything else. So here is a sample of what a day might look like. Remember, it's only a small sample. You had coffee with a friend. You had a mini workout. That affected your fitness, but it's also good for your energy. You helped someone today. You read pages of your book, which was good for your spirit. But it's also about learning, if learning is one of your values. So you have to make your own list of values. This is my list. You remember to take your vitamins. You decided to have some time alone, which re-energized you. It's also good for your spirit. Now, just as you are sailing along and life is wonderful and you're living your values, along comes what I call psychological misalignments, i.e. stress, or fear, or guilt, or some disapproval from someone, some angst, some procrastination. This is part of life. And Dr. Friedman recommends that what you do is you go to the important stakeholders in your life, in work and home, and have a conversation. Be open, be flexible, have a face-to-face conversation. Find out what their expectations are of you. Find out what you expect of them. And you might have to do a little zig or zag, because this is not a to-do list I'm giving you here. This is life, and you've got to be flexible and open. Here is how I got through a really difficult time. I was having a conflict with a loved one. It was really getting me down. So here's how I use the life list to get me through this. I talked to 2 close girlfriends, so that's connectedness. I really needed to vent. And then I came home, opened up Oprah magazine, and oh my goodness, wasn't there an article about this exact thing I was dealing with? I call that synchronicity, which is one of my values. Put that under consciousness. As I usually do for stress, I had a workout. So I just kind of worked out whatever was going on. I was so exhausted, I went to bed early, and that re-energized me. And then 3 days later, after I processed everything, we had a face-to-face forgiveness moment, and all is well and beautiful, and that really touched my spirit. And feeds into gratitude, which is one of my highest values. I'm just grateful that I'm even here today. I think it's just wonderful. So what I'm asking you to do today is banish the word work-life balance, or that term, from your vocabulary. Instead, think about using the LIFE framework as your personal GPS for your journey. And just as a GPS, there may be a few detours, you might have to recalculate. Be flexible, be open. Who do you have to have a conversation with? Is a conversation with yourself, or is it with someone who means a lot to you? Because that's the whole thing. You have to be aware, awake, mindful of what is going on, and notice everything. Notice everything. See, Dr. EDC has a philosophy to start each day with curiosity. Who's going to call? Is there a new adventure, a relationship that you're really meant for? So nourish your body as well as your mind with good health. You will surely find an abundance of energy, a shortage of sorrow. Live, laugh, and love today and tomorrow.